What is your personal greatest gift that you are destined to share with the world? That is loaded. My personal greatest gift. I think anyone's personal greatest gift is themselves, and you need to share yourself with the world. Everybody. I mean, that's kind of my mission. I just want to share myself in a way that's positive and brings people to the kingdom and is creative and inspiring and nurturing. That's what I'm working on. Sympathetic. I think the greatest gift anyone has to give is themselves and their true, honest self. Transparency with me is everything. I don't have friends that I can't see through. I need to be able to know what you're about, what you're doing in life, where you're going, why you're going there, how it fuels you, how it drives you, and what you're passionate about. To me, that's the greatest gift you could give, is the gift of yourself. That sounds so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm saying that. But it's true. It is what I believe. You need to nurture all of the parts of you that make you you and share that. There's nothing more upsetting to me than, like, I don't want to say a wasted life. I don't really think, that's a thing. But everybody has something to give and share, and everybody has something different. Even if your talents and gifts are the same as somebody else, you have a different way to share it. And there's nothing worse than thinking that you're sitting in your room, keeping it to yourself. I think it's a little selfish. But no, God blessed you with all the gifts and talents that you have. So you're kind of required to share them. The biggest, greatest gift that I think I could give is just my transparent, honest self. I guess that's why I'm doing a Q&A as well. I wanted people to get to know that I'm more than just a chubby hand drawing. I just wanted people to know that, I've got a lot of parts that I want to give to the world, and I've been giving dancing for a long time, so now I want to give arts and crafts, and I want to give a bit more of my story, I think. Steve loves story. Steve's whole life is about sharing story. So I'm learning from him in that way that stories can be very inspiring for people, and stories can help people out of their things. If I didn't watch Jane's story, if I wasn't following Tim Holtz's story, if I wasn't getting involved in this art journaling community and this creative community at the time where I felt like I was really susceptible to a depression phase, that could have been really different for me. That outcome could have been really, really upsetting. So I think the best thing that people can do is share of themselves and share all the gifts and talents that you are blessed with. And it's really not about who has a better gift and who has a better talent. Literally, everyone can learn from somebody. The greatest gift I have is my transparent self. How did you develop your own style? It's so unique and beautiful. Thank you, Victory. It's weird because it wasn't until I started this as kind of like a career path that I had to identify what my style was, because you can't be out there copying and saying that it's your own, but copying is actually what develops your style. Everything in art is derivative. It's hard to go out and say like, oh, I invented that. No one invented that. I guess I'm still kind of confused about what my unique style is. I think it has a lot to do with like fashion design and kind of a fantastical element. Every one of my girls seems to look so distant, so there's probably some kind of it's probably something wrapped up in there. I think as far as developing your own style, I just encourage you to copy. Everything that you see that you like, try it. If you like the way someone draws, try it. Grab tracing paper if you have to. I used to trace everything as I was a little boy. I would get a coloring book and trace the pages in a coloring book just so I could color it in 5 different ways. Because, and you know what, styles go through phases too. Styles develop. I don't think they're ever really stagnant. I think you're always kind of pushing it, and sometimes you'll loop back around and start with something that you hadn't done for a few years. Sometimes I'll go through like a black and white phase where everything is just black and white sketches, and I can't say that that's my style because I love color. So I think style is kind of maybe a little more subjective. I think it's in the eye of the beholder. If you look at something of mine and identify that as me, and then you're looking at the rest of it and identifying, different Instagram posts that you can pick out that you're like, oh, James did that, then I guess you guys probably understand my style better than I do. Developing your own style, just copy. It's just copying. And, as long as you're not selling what you're copying, you're good to do it. Just go for it. If you want to copy everything I've ever drawn and put it on Instagram and say that you're learning, I encourage that because we all do it. Everything in art is derivative. I mean, everything in life is derivative. copy and then take it further, I should say. Don't just copy and stop. Copy everything that you like and identify all the parts that you like and then mix them all together. Because no, I don't really think people are inspired just by one place. So take a collection of things that you like and mix them all together and then, you know, make that your thing. I don't know, it's really hard. That one's a really hard question. I thought the other questions would be harder, but that one's difficult. What are your favorite art books? What artists inspire you? Okay, my favorite art books are actually all ones that Steve's bought me. And no surprises here, but they're all Disney coffee table books. This is The Art of the Disney Princess, which has just got different artists, versions of different princesses and different styles. Just a lot of fun stuff in here, and I love to flip through this one. Steve also bought me this poster art of the Disney parks, and I've got movie posters. I also have an I've got the villain, the art of the Disney villains. I think I love Disney so much because, and especially in those coffee table books, there's a lot of concept sketches in there. So you're not just getting what you already know, you're getting where the style was developed from, you're getting what other artists had input into the story and the movie and the art direction of the piece. And Disney is, you know, the world's greatest storyteller, as far as I'm concerned. Like, the company itself are famous for storytelling, and they do it so well. And so I think, yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with a Disney coffee table book. So happy to see your success and growth. Are you able to do your artwork as a full-time job now? Thank you. I'm very happy with the success and growth too. It's a little overwhelming still, but you know, I'm learning to run with it and just take every challenge as it comes. Am I doing it full-time? I am. Am I able to support myself full-time? Not really just yet. It's still early days, you know. I did start James Luke Burke Creative back in 2015, and I tried a bunch of different things and putting myself out there, and it takes a while to create an online presence, a social media presence, which is kind of the future of and the present of marketing at the moment. So as far as business goes, everything I really learned at business studies in high school isn't really that much relevant anymore, which is sad. I don't even think we had Instagram when I learned that, so it's hard to use what I know. I just, my goal is to make it a career. At present, I wouldn't really say that it's, you know, a money-making machine, but I'm definitely trying. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm definitely happy with what I'm doing, what I'm putting out on Etsy, what I'm putting out on YouTube, what I'm putting out on Instagram and Facebook. I think as much as I'm putting out there and asking for people to support, I have to give that support back. That's why I do YouTube and like to give a lot of inside sneak peeks on my Instagram and stuff like that. And I love to give encouraging words in my Facebook group because this is a give and take. So it's kind of a weird business to be in. You know, I'm not just a store selling something. I have to be a store selling something and giving something back. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, as far as doing artwork as a full-time job, it is a full-time job, yes, but financially it's not really a full-time job just yet, but I'll make it. I'll get there. Where did you find that little yellow alphabet ruler? I had 2 questions on this. These little yellow alphabet rulers, I'm gonna link them down below. They were really affordable. I got them on Amazon, so that's where they are. What is the impact you wish to have on the world, both in art and life? Yes, I know it is a question that one may not be comfortable answering, and it requires some time to ponder. Well, I've had some time to ponder it, and I don't know if I've got a better answer than when I started. The impact I wish to have on the world in art is just to keep supporting this creative community that supports me. I want to share in it, and I want to encourage people to play. Steve says this a lot too, that as adults we forget that we're still allowed to play. And especially in the art journaling community, you guys love to play. I see it all the time. You got ink all over your hands and paint in your hair, so I know that this is still very much a community that loves to play. So I want to keep encouraging that, and I want to be a part of it. As far as leaving an impact in life, I'd love to say that a lot of people laughed when I was around. I think everyone's looking for a good laugh these days. So yeah, I want to be a good role model, which I think everybody says, and then 2 seconds later someone outs them on the internet for being a horrible person. Yeah, no, I want to leave a good example. I want to be a positive role model. I want to, you know, use my gifts and talents that I've been given. I want to give them back. I want to just, everything that God's blessed me with, I want to bless others with. I want all of us to do it together. And I'm only interested in doing things that are inclusive, that are, fun, that are happy, that are funny. I don't know, I'm still a human, I'm still going to fail at all these things anyway, but yeah, that's kind of my mission, and I guess I haven't really thought about a legacy. I wonder if YouTube videos will stay around forever, because I guess people can just come back and watch this in like 45,000 years. I want to have left this planet saying that I did everything I could do with the opportunities I was given. You've mentioned that you've met as performers at Disney Japan, but what brought you to America? Why did you move to the US, and would you ever come back to Oz? So those are two different questions. What brought me to the States is Steve. We got married and we were just deciding where do we want to live, Australia or the States. Australia would have been an easier option, but unfortunately there's not much opportunity for what I wanted to do in Australia. As far as dancing goes, I mean, you've got Australia, which is, very limited opportunity there, or you've got LA, which is literally full of opportunity for dancers. And I made all those decisions not knowing if this arts and crafts was going to take off, this creative stuff. So I was thinking more about dancing when that brought me here, but it was a lot more expensive a process and a lot more grueling a process to come over here. But I think it'll be totally worth it. I already see some benefits to it now. Of course I miss Australia, and would I ever come back? Maybe. Steve loves it. Steve's been there, so we might go there later, maybe. Okay, let me talk about my plans for when I'm a trillionaire. I'm going to have a house here, I'm going to have a house in Australia, I'm going to go to Japan like every week just to get Traveler's Notebook stuff, and in the meantime I'm just going to do some art journaling. So why aren't you a fashion designer or illustrator? Well, as I said before, fashion design was something that I had a great passion for, and it's something that I dove into. I've got some examples here. This was a part of my fashion portfolio when I was applying for fashion school. I don't know if you can see it really well. Maybe there's a reflection. I love fashion design. I think I've lost the competitive edge for fashion design, if I'm truly honest, but I still love to sew and I still love creating things, so maybe costume design in the future. As far as an illustrator, I think I'm reaching my potential as an illustrator, just making digi-stamps. Yeah, an illustrator? I don't know. I'd love to do freelance illustrator work. If you guys have got a project for me, let me know. I was wondering how you ended up working for Tokyo Disney. Did you work at one of the original Disney's parks stateside and end up going to Tokyo? Thanks in advance, fellow former cast member from Walt Disney World. Well, thank you for your question. I ended up working there just because, like I said, Mum told me, go to the audition. If you're not good enough now, you'll never be good enough. And I just got it. I was really lucky. I went through the whole audition and booked it, and I just went there. I've always loved Japan. I've always loved Japanese culture. I learned Japanese when I was in high school, and I learned it in kindergarten when I was a little boy too. But yeah, I really wanted to go there and flex those muscles because I spent so long learning it, and I wanted to know what that culture was like, really. And it was more than I ever could have expected. So I loved working there. I haven't worked at any of the parks stateside. That's more of like an immigration thing. It's actually really hard for performers to get visas to work in the States. It's pretty hard for anyone to get a visa to work in the States, to be honest. So those opportunities don't really come for us. So as Australian performers, we end up doing like cruise ships, or you can go to Hong Kong Disneyland if there's an opportunity for you there, Tokyo Disney, Shanghai Disney, Disney Cruise Line. Yeah, actually working stateside, you need a work visa, and like I said, really not as easy as people would think. What was the question? Oh, have I worked in stateside? No, this is the first opportunity I've had to work stateside. And I've been auditioning, but nothing's really happened yet, so I'll keep trying. I'll let you guys know when I get the opportunity. What did your first pieces look like, and what gave you the courage to keep playing and learning? I've got a book here. Alright, so I've got these massive scrapbooks that I used to keep, and there's a bunch of random stuff in here, but there's just some original sketches. These aren't even super old, but just some of the fun stuff that I used to do and thought were, absolutely amazing. I keep it all because I want to see it. I want to see the process. Just funny, drawings. Some of them are more recent, but older ones that, didn't make the cut. And this one too, this is kind of like my first art journal experiment kind of thing. I had this little book here. Guys, get a load of this. that was my first attempt at an art journal page. And I didn't really have many products, so I was just using markers and like highlighters. I don't even know why I used highlighters. I hate highlighters. And I was like inspired by Alice in Wonderland. It's just a mess. A lot of that stuff is it's just practice, and you know, you can see it's not perfect, and you know, it was what it was. That was the stage I was at, and I still had a lot to learn, and I still got a lot to learn. So, oh, did I ever say what artists inspire me? Everyone that does something in art and puts it out into the world, that inspires me. I love to look at what everyone's doing. I love to adopt styles and try different things that I see other people doing. I'm literally inspired by everyone that I see on Instagram, everyone I see on YouTube. I want to try it all because I want to see if I enjoy it. I might not know right now that someone is out there doing something that I would really enjoy doing. So yeah, I'm kind of inspired by everyone. I can't really say anyone in particular because it's literally everyone I come across. Please keep putting stuff out there so I can be inspired. How long have you lived in the US and do you miss home? I moved here, like I literally got married about 12 days after I moved because it had been planned ages beforehand and we needed to do it quickly for the immigration stuff. Like that paperwork had to be sent out the day after. It was crazy. So I've lived here for about the same time. I've been married 8 months. And I miss home. I do miss home. I get homesick more now than I ever did while I was traveling. I'm really interested in what's your most important advice for beginners. Practice and copy. Like I said before, developing your own style. Copy. Drawing's a skill. Drawing can be taught. Drawing can be learnt. So don't get stuck thinking that I'm just not a good drawer because you know, we all started somewhere and we all started with stick figures. If you're just a beginner, yeah, I can't really say much more than that. Just practice and copy. You come across as having lots of fun creating your pages and full of confidence making art. Do you secretly fear the blank page before you start? Any tips for those who do? Yeah, major anxiety with some blank pages. Not all the time, but sometimes. If I'm not particularly in the mood and I know I have to do something, if there's a bit of pressure there, that's when I start to have a bit of anxiety over blank pages. If you're struggling to get started or you have that blank page phobia, all I can say is that pages rip out of a book. And generally there are a lot of pages in a book, so you can just start again. I think it's like an easy way to calm yourself down about it. It seems kind of generic and kind of simple, but you can always start and restart. Leave it, come back to it, that's a good one. Just start. You have to start. You'll never know. Literally put the pen on the paper, the pencil on the paper, and just start. Yeah, they're blank pages, so the world is full of blank pages. You can get another one if you don't like it. What is your favorite part of the process? Yeah, my favorite part is putting on the white highlights with the Posca paint pen. I think I love that part the most. Is it weird that I like that? So yeah, I think that's all the questions that I had. If I didn't answer something and you're still curious to know, pop it in the comments below. I can't promise I'll get around to it quickly because I'm a little behind on my comments at the moment. But yeah, I hope that was informative for you. I know it was super long, but I had a lot of questions to get through and I just wanted to be open and share with you guys. So thanks for all the questions, and maybe we'll be back for a part 2 another time. Thanks everyone, bye!